27,800 per year. Egypt, 1,300. So at the moment, it's too small again for the share of the citizen in
But maybe
Egypt.
because these countries
Produces less.
produce less.
Less, exactly. And we have to add a new source. When we say again new source, is the solar or wind would be the solution? No way. Again, it's quite nice to have them. Also, again, family of or different sources of energy. But again, to replace or to just only
As an option,
as
an
an option,
additional option for us.
addition option. It could save only again cutting the 1 hour or 2 hours daily. But again, if we are going for development, so no way again to eliminate the nuclear energy. So it's a must. It's not luxury now. It's very important, and we have to use the nuclear energy.
So how can we develop the nuclear energy here in Egypt?
Well, as a matter of fact, again, we have expertise here a lot inside Egypt and outside, also Egyptians. The only problem, again, they don't care, or if there is some, again, pressures from outside, they don't realize that sooner or later we have to go through it. And by the way, Egypt is always peaceful. We are not looking for any armament, nuclear armament. No, we are just only interested in the peaceful applications, starting from electricity and other very useful radiation applications, like in medical region, like also agriculture, like environment. So many applications is needed. So at the moment, yes, we are looking for peaceful. We are a peaceful nation. Although, if you come to look at it, you'll find that other nations in the Middle East, whom we have already agreed all together, except this country, we agreed again for free Middle East.
Nuclear-free zone.
Exactly, yes. So at the moment we abide by this, others not. Still again, we have to stick only to the peaceful applications and try collectively and hard with others to make the zones free also from nuclear weapons.
But wouldn't be developing nuclear energy here in Egypt, would it be costly, expensive for us?
Well, if you compare the cost of energy production, surprisingly enough, you'll find the lowest cost will be on two sources, coal and the nuclear energy. And again, in the nuclear energy, if you spend, for example, $12 or 12 pounds, for example, for producing kilowatt, you'll find 11 and a half out of the 12 for security and safety. So it's a very safe and secure source of energy. So the coal, comparing with others, you'll find again, gas is less than oil. So the lowest cost will be coal and nuclear energy. The problem again with coal, we don't have coal as a raw material, so we have to import it. And in addition to that, always the production of the waste from the source of energy is compared with the size of the source itself. So coal, you have to have huge source to get the same from nuclear energy. For example, if you have 10,000 tons of coal, you'll need from oil 5,000, half the amount. You need from the uranium 1/20,000. You need from the new or the future energy from hydrogen, which is again fusion, not fission one. You'll need 1/2 million part of the coal, and that's why the waste is too small. So we have so many advantages, in fact, from the nuclear energy, and the cost is not that much. So,
but how much time would it take if we decide to be taking the steps of developing nuclear energy here in Egypt and in Cairo in a serious way? How much time would it take us to be developing?
Good question, because in fact, again, it will take some time, but we have to start. At the moment, we are in real trouble, real crisis. So what is needed at the moment to gain time is just only Dr. Morsi or presidential decree, immediate presidential decree to start in that project, because it will take some time to do the again from the start till the almost years, 6, 8 years or something like that. So we have to start. And as I said again, the cost is not that much, and the amount of power produced is so high compared with others. So we have to start quickly.
Tell me more about the countries that have actually developed nuclear energy for peaceful reasons, of course, in the Middle East and in other regions.
Well, when you say again in the Middle East, Unfortunately, again, it's a grief for the whole Arab world, and even Egypt is one of them. We have 435 nuclear reactors in the world and 60 under construction. Unfortunately, none of them, neither from the reactors existed at the moment or the under construction. None of them in the Arab world, in the whole Arab world. As a matter of fact, UAE, United Arab Emirates, started thinking about that. And Baraka 1, I think it's the new one under construction, not under construction, they are thinking about it. They haven't started yet. Saudi Arabia, I read already that they are planning in fact 16 reactors, and they allocated already $100 billion for them. So we started getting the point that we need it. After all, as a matter of fact, in Egypt, oil and gas, the estimated prediction that will finish within 25 to 30 years. If the people there in the Gulf area, they started thinking about it, so we have to think even more than them, because we have much less than them as far as the oil and gas is concerned.
Okay, but my next question would be a bit political, because we've seen a lot of sanctions put on maybe a country such as Iran because of
Yes.
their development of nuclear energy,
Yes.
for peaceful reasons, as they say.
Yes.
So what if we do the same? We develop nuclear energy and we say it's for peaceful reasons,
Yes.
but in the same time, countries such as Israel or the USA would say, no, it's not for peaceful reasons, and will be implying sanctions
Yeah.
upon us.
Yes.
Would that be happening in the future?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm starting smiling, because again, when you say again Israel and the United States, again, if the United States says that, we'll accept it. But from Israel itself, she hasn't signed any international agreement.
And they do develop nuclear energy.
And they do
in
develop.
Israel.
As a matter of fact, at the moment they have got 300 nuclear warheads, and they were going to use it again in that
And how many
previous war.
reactors?
They have the Daimuna one, which is again, it's almost now decaying, and it has to be in fact shut down, otherwise it could cause a problem like Chernobyl one. But so I don't accept from them saying anything like that. And if we compare ourselves in Egypt compared with Iran or Persia, we'll find ourselves that we are much more, respected nation from all over the world. And we are a peaceful nation. As a matter of fact, Sadat, after 6 October war, as a matter at the moment, we had that time President Nixon visited Egypt here and said again, because of the peaceful intentions of Egypt, will help. But I don't know, maybe the pressure has been put again from Israel on United States, and nothing happened. We signed by that time non-proliferation treaty, but without endorsing it, and nothing happened. When Mubarak came, he signed that, endorsed that agreement, and signed even more harsh one, which is again CTBT, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, and nothing happened. There is a strong lobby in the United States, of course, again, which again trying to eliminate any country in the region, especially the Arab countries, to have this technology.
Okay, so the Egyptian nuclear dream is actually dating back to a number of years ago.
Yes.
Will you tell me more about the origins of the idea here in Egypt?
Right. It started, in fact, from President Nasser. And he was very successful. He created by that time a committee, and again turned it to be a corporation. And you got again 2 megawatt research nuclear plant in Chas. And he was very active, very honest. And again, Sadat came, and as a matter of fact, started again. He splitted this corporation in so many entities, and this started weakening the program. And on top of that, although again something in fact would be, related to him, which is be praised on that, because he was the one in fact, he did all the calculations or the estimations or the tests for the Dab'a site.
Yes.
Just after his assassination, the Dab'a site came from internal research and outside international research to be the best site in Egypt for this project. So the credit will go for him. But after Sadat came Hosni Mubarak. This is the problem, in fact, because in '86, after Chernobyl accident,
Yes.
he said again, no, he halted all the activities of nuclear activities. On top of that, in 88, he said again, we have a strategic now, peaceful strategic decision. We are not going into any nuclear activities at all. Surprisingly enough, in 2008, complete turn, and again decided to have a nuclear activity. We, as a matter of fact, questioned why is that. We realized later from the times in use in India, I mean, got from journalists from the United States. By that date, announced it here in Egypt that we are going for that turn in
Yes.
nuclear project. Ahmadinejad of Iran, he was again in the United Nations and announcing his activities there. So it was only to polish his son Gamal Mubarak. That's all. But in fact, again, the president after Nasser, especially on Hosni Mubarak, they halted everything. And some said again because of businessmen whom they were interested, and still, if they are at the moment still in power, they were still interested in Dab'a site, and they did everything, every mean to halt the things there.
Yes, Doctor, you've mentioned Dab'a, the place of the Dab'a, and the site, of course, of structuring or constructing a nuclear
Yes.
maybe a place or a reactor there.
Right.
So the people of Al Dab'a themselves have actually protested since 2011 against the development
Yes.
of such a thing there. And of course the people started negotiating with the police and
Right.
the security forces. Do you think it's really dangerous for them to be living there? Do you think that people should be evacuated from the whole place?
Well, again, I mentioned before that again, if of the kilowatt spends again 12, 11.5% of no percent, 11.5 out of the 12
For
for
security.
security. Compare again, as a matter of fact, in the last 50 years, the accident happened from coal plants, 22,500 case. In oil,
Yes.
it's 2005, 2,150. Now compared with the nuclear, it's just only 31 case. 31 compared with the coal, 22,500. So it's so small. And again, as a matter of fact, these incidents happen from the people. In fact, they were firemen, people, or something like that. So no, security-wise, safety-wise, the nuclear energy is the best. Accident in the road is much more than nuclear energy. So it's again shame because they are promoting this sort of thing.